Hello, everybody. Welcome. Just giving it a second to make sure that Zoom and Facebook are doing their thing. Welcome to Wednesday and, of course, our Facebook Live. So excited to have you here. It's funny, I was just sitting here in the past half an hour preparing and thinking about the things that really want to cover today. And I was like, oh, really, I think I'm a bit flat. I think I'm a bit too flat to really run a live today. Am I really going to give my best? Am I going to give you what you need? And I went into the kitchen and I made myself a little cacao. And when I went to the fridge, I happened to notice there was a little chocolate left over from Christmas. There's actually a lot of chocolate left over from Christmas, from Easter. Got my holidays wrong. Anyway, so I've had a little bit of chocolate. I've had my cacao. And here we are. It's Wednesday afternoon. Oh, how are you feeling? What sort of energy are you bringing along today in yourself? Are you feeling, ready for this session? Has the fact that it's been a short week, which is crazy because it's not really any shorter, there's the same amount of days in it, but, work days, less of those. I know for some of you, kids are back at school. Like, what sort of energy, how are you arriving? How are you showing up for this particular session today? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Always, I love to know who's here. I love to know who I've got with me. I can see that I have some people with me. But yeah, please. Oh, I've got Narelle. Hello, Narelle. We are long overdue a chat, aren't we? We haven't been able to catch up for a little while. It's nice to have you here. I'm guessing so Narelle and I are both in Brisbane. And I don't know if you can tell from the video, I have got as many lights on as I possibly can. But all of a sudden, it just came over really dark and we got a storm. Oh, not a storm. It looks like it's going to storm, but the clouds are black. It's really dark. And we have had some rain. So I'm guessing, Narelle, you have decided not to go for a walk this afternoon and you're staying where it's nice and dry. Yes. Is it raining again where you are? Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? We've just had the most beautiful weather for the past few days as well. Most beautiful days. Hello, Carol. You've been super busy today. I've noticed on Facebook you've been all over the place. You've been busy doing all of businesswoman type of stuff. So I hope you've had a great day. It's nice to have you here. Thank you for joining. All right. As you know, ladies, as you join, please let me know you're here. What sort of energy are you bringing today? Are you feeling a bit tired, a bit drained? Do you also need a little bit of Easter chocolate to get you through this session? Or, yeah, are you feeling pretty good? I feel really good now that I've had this bit of chocolate. Probably not great timing, really. I've got to wind back down after this. All right, let's jump into it, shall we? What is the reason that we are actually here? Oh, yes, it's to talk about daring to dream. Now, when I, spent some time thinking about what topic to talk about this week, I like to consider what we covered in the last week's live, because it's always makes more sense to me, and I hope it does to you as well, to make sure that they follow in, a sequential order, and that you can see how they're related to each other. The type of information and the type of questions and the type of thoughts that I throw at you sometimes, and the little mini challenges. So last week, if you weren't able to join us, we actually covered, it was really around beliefs, and it was really around rewriting the beliefs, right? We can call them limiting beliefs if we want to, but really they're beliefs. They either give us energy and help us move forward and in the direction that we believe we want to, or towards a particular goal, or they can feel like they're holding us back. And sometimes we don't realize it's our beliefs doing that. So we talked about that last week. So now that we've got some self-awareness around that, and if you haven't seen that, please make sure you go back. The replay is still there for you. So please make sure you do check that out. So after that session, we've got some self-awareness around the beliefs, okay? And then what I find is that, we're starting to look at reconnecting to these desires that are driving our goals. But what I also find when I have some conversations with either yourselves or other women that I talk to, they're in a position now to really be able to start dreaming again, but they actually don't know what their dreams are. So I want to talk a little bit about that today. I hope that resonates, or that feels like that's going to be something useful to you. Please make sure you, ask questions as we go, drop them in the chat. You know how to do that. And if there's something that really, 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 really resonates for you and really hits home for you, do let me know in the comments, because if I know that this is the right information and I'm not giving you too much all at once or those sorts of things, then I can remember that when I'm thinking about, the Facebook Live topics going forward. So your feedback to me is so helpful, and I really do sit down and prepare just like I would any coaching session. All right. This is really just a bit more of a fast paced. But I don't want it to be just me talking at you all of the time, because it's definitely not like that in a coaching session with me. All right. So we're talking about daring to dream. All right. And we're talking about why it's allowed, why it's important, why dreaming isn't just for children. Okay. We are allowed to dream, and we should dream. We should let it be curious and let our imagination run wild. Okay. So let's talk about it. Why do you think it is that we stop dreaming? So we know that little kids dream, and they'll tell us about their daydreams, or their who they want to be when they grow up, or those, those sorts of things. And then for a little while, as we get older, we start to think about what sort of job we want to be, what sort of career. Are we going to be a career woman? Are we going to be a real boss lady? Or are we happy being a stay-at-home mom? Or whereabouts would we like to live? Do we want a house with the white picket fence? Do we want to move out onto, acreage and live on land? Or, do we want both? Okay. So we have those dreams, and we have them for a while. So why do we stop dreaming? Well, here's my thoughts on that. For a decent period of time, years, feels like decades, you've been in a go, 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 handle everything, be everything for everyone mode for years. If you're in a business, if you've moved from like a corporate career into a business, or you've been building up your corporate career, it's all been hustle, 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 hustle. And then life also gives you the go, 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 right? Feed the kids, get the kids to school, build the career, get to the work on time, be professional. Don't look like you're having fun. Answer questions, be a good girl. Does that feel right for you? So we've been everything for everyone else, and we've been in this mode of hustle, 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 go, go, go. We must look like we've got it all together because we do, because women can multitask. And we've almost been in this, we must prove our worth, and we must prove that we can multitask, and we must show that women can do things just as well as men. Like it's all kind of been this big societal survival for a long time. And I don't want to get into like feminist type of conversations or those sorts of things. But if you're in the same era that I'm in, and we're calling it midlife, we've watched a lot of feminism actions and, equal pay, equal rights, the right to vote. Like we've seen a lot of that. I'm a Generation X, so Gen Xer. And even though some of my younger friends seem to think I'm not a baby boomer. I am a Gen Xer. And so throughout a Gen X's life, we've seen a lot of change. And in there has been a lot of the equal rights, and women must show that they can do anything a man can do, whether we actually want to or not. So that has really, the way I see it, that's left very little room for imagining more because we're doing. We're not stopping and imagining. Okay, because imagining doesn't mean doing. Imagining is exactly that. It is imagining. It's dreaming. It doesn't have to be anything more than that. Then there's also, you've been told to be practical. So if you think about all of this hustling and all of this growing your career and growing your business and proving that you can do, whatever you want to do and that you can multitask and all of those sorts of things, we're then told to be realistic, or we have been told to be realistic, which usually means, or has meant for me, so this is a belief potentially, don't want too much and don't ask for more and stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Resonate for you ladies that are with me, and for the ladies that come back and watch this on a replay? Does that sound right for you? That realistic, the first thing that comes to my mind is boring. But does it mean to you that you shouldn't want too much? You shouldn't ask for more? You should be practical. It's a tough world. You should be realistic and practical. I've even caught my husband saying things like that to me. You should be more realistic, Francis. I think I'm a very healthy dose of realistic and unrealistic. Number 3, as in why we stop dreaming. I see a lot of women stop trusting their dreams. What about this? Does this feel true for you? Maybe you've tried something before. Okay, you've dreamt about it, it's come to mind, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to give that a go. I'm going to give it a go. Maybe for the women who have started businesses, I'm going to give it a go. And maybe it didn't work out. I know there's many women that start more than one business in their lifetime. Maybe the first one didn't work out. And maybe You tried being in a relationship with somebody who was different from your normal, what you would normally choose to date. So might be a little while ago now, but then everybody told you to lower your expectations. And so it didn't work out. You gave it a go, it didn't work out. Maybe someone told you it was a silly idea. I've definitely been told that so many times. But that doesn't mean that the dream was wrong. It means it wasn't supported at the time, or it wasn't the right time, or maybe it would have been great if you'd known a little bit more. Um, there could be a whole bunch of variables to that. But maybe it was just not the right thing at the right time. If you're somebody who believes in the universe will provide when it's meant to be right for you, well, maybe the universe showed you the idea before it was actually the right time. So what that means is that creates this lack of trust because we tried it, it didn't work. Can I trust my dreams again? Can I trust those ideas? No, it didn't work. And it proved everybody right that it was a silly idea. And so that causes us to lower our trust in ourselves. Yeah, so Narelle's saying spot on. Thanks, Narelle. That was what she was told. And Narelle, I'm pretty sure from the conversations that we've had before, you're really talking about, don't want too much, don't ask for more. Maybe your dreams were silly, and what you wanted was silly and it wasn't practical. So I know a little bit of that from the conversations we had. So I'm guessing that that's what you're talking about. So tell me in the comments, just give me a yes if this is true for you. If you've ever felt like dreaming just didn't feel safe or practical. This word practical gives me itchies, skin crawl. How about the ladies that we've got on the call today? Has anybody had that feeling? All right. The lack of feeling safe, that your dream or your idea or the thing that you'd like to try isn't safe or practical. And where I really want to go with this is, yeah, Carol's saying yes. Yeah. Did you do it anyway, or did it hold you back? Okay. So knowing that now, that there's a little bit of a need to rebuild your trust. And this is really, the work I talk about with my clients is really that reconnection piece and learning to trust yourself a little bit more. Do little tiny experiments that sort of feel safe for a little bit and then build up your trust. So now that we do that, what about having a vision? Because, ladies, midlife, look, it's a term I use. It doesn't mean an age to me, but I know some people it really does. For me, it's this kind of feeling, and I'm not in my 20s. I refuse to say I'm in my older age. So I just call it midlife. I know everyone's kind of got a little bit of a definition around that. Google will definitely tell you something wild about midlife. But we're in this age or era or chapter, I don't really know what I'm supposed to refer to it as, this stage of our life where if you don't know what you want, life will just choose it for you. It'll just keep going the way it's been going, which was probably okay for a long time there. But our needs and our wants change, just like our needs and our wants changed from when we were 0 to 10. right? They're bound to change, and that's okay. We don't have to be scared of that. But for me, what scares me, and I'm wondering if it's the same for you, is if we don't know, if I don't know what I want and I then can't take any action on it, so I just do any a random action, and that's when some mistakes or challenges tend to come my way. But when I do really think about what I want and I take actions towards that, I have more control. I'm choosing it. So no matter what the outcome is of it, whether it's good, bad, challenging, progressing, partly okay, whatever, I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with that because I've chosen it. And we are in this stage of our lives now where we really want to choose that. We want to be able to know that we chose, not led by anybody else anymore. We chose. And if you've joined this Facebook group, I know it's because you want to choose. You don't know maybe what it is you want to choose, but you want to choose. So now we start to talk about a vision of what we might want to choose. So a vision really gives you direction. It doesn't mean you have to, that's it now. That is the direction until you leave this earth. That is not what it means. Direction can change at any time. A vision can change at any time if you want it to, if it's right for you. But a vision gives you the direction, and then it makes decision making easier. Wild, right? Here we are struggling, questioning our decisions all of this time. We've spent years doing it, lowering the trust that we have in ourselves, and yet really just need to spend a little bit of time with ourselves and find what's important to us. Dare to dream a little, and then we can make decisions, and it's actually easier. You feel much more comfortable with it. It creates the motivation and the momentum and the meaning or the purpose that I hear so many women say they don't have, and that they can't do anything until they have that. And so, therefore, don't do anything. And the other thing it does is it pulls you forward through the harder days. So you're not always relying on Easter chocolate, cups of tea, a million coffees a day, junk food, lack of exercise, binging on TV, binging on podcasts that are personal development. You have the motivation and momentum within you because you're clearer and decision making is easier because you have a vision. I saw a quote, I cannot remember where I've seen this quote before. And I didn't think to actually Google where it might have come from before today's live, but I've got it on a sticky note here on my screen to remind me. And it says, a vision gives your future a pulse. I'm going to copy that and I'm going to put it in the chat. I love it. A vision gives your future a pulse. It kind of gives me a little bit of excitement when I read that. So let's make this session really practical for you, and let's give you 3 steps to start creating your midlife vision. Okay, because you don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to be willing to imagine a little bit more. Be open and curious to imagining a little bit more. A little bit more of the what if, and less of the yeah, but. Okay. So the very first step, I'll check if we've got any questions. We've got any questions? No, not at this stage. All right. The very first step I want to take you through is the permission to dream big. Now, everyone's on social media going, if you're, looking for your permission slip to do such and such, here it is. And I kind of don't really like that because you don't need me and you don't need anybody else on social media, or you actually don't need anybody else to give you permission. So this is really about you giving yourself permission to dream big. I want to be really clear. I'm not here to give you the permission slip. So if you've come along to the live for me to say, here's your permission, you're allowed to go and dream big, you don't need that from me and you're not going to get it. What I'm going to talk you through is you giving yourself the permission slip. Okay? So if you knew that no one would laugh, that no one would judge, and that you couldn't fail, what would you want for yourself in this next chapter? However long that chapter is. What would it be? And if you're wanting some help with that, here is a little journal prompt. I'll pop this in the chat for you as well. So you can copy and paste it out of there if you like, and take this with you. This is really helpful. So the journal prompt is, wouldn't it be amazing if? Write the first thing that comes to mind. Okay. We've done a live before, a session before on overthinking. If you need that one, let me know and I will tag you in the replay. Do not overthink this, ladies. This is not a time to overthink. Okay. Step 2. Envision how your life would feel or how you want to feel. Because that is the most important thing. That is the most important thing. Your vision isn't just about what you're doing. It's about who you're becoming. It's about who you're becoming. I don't know what I just said there. I got distracted. Your vision isn't just about what you're doing. It's about who you're becoming. So ask yourself this. How do I want to feel each day? Okay. And then ask yourself, what do I want more of? Let me just have a little bit more cacao. Or cacao, depending on how you say it. So you're asking yourself, how do I want to feel each day? And then you're asking yourself, what do I want more of? Freedom, impact, peace, joy, connection. Has this got you thinking? Is there a word that comes to mind right now when I ask you, how do you want to feel in this next chapter? And if there is, ladies, I would love for you to claim it now and put that word in the chat. And for the ladies who come back and watch this on replay, put it in the chat. Let's continue the conversation. That's what this community is about. It's not about one-offs. It's not about me constantly talking at you. Okay? So if there's a word that comes to mind, how do you want to feel in this next chapter? I want you to drop it in the chat right now. It's heavy work, I know. The number 3 step, the third step I want you to take is about creating the future that you want to walk into, step into, to own, to have. So consider doing this. Write a letter from your future self. Sounds woo-woo. I know. Sounds a little bit crazy. But honestly, give it a go. Sit there and visualize your future self. Visualize and feel that word that you claimed before about how you want to feel in this next chapter. What would you look like when you feel that? Are there any colors around you? Can you hear the birds singing like I can right now? Are there certain smells that come to mind? Sounds, feelings, are there tingles in your body? Be with that, and then that person, that feeling that you're imagining, open your eyes, grab your pen and paper, and write a letter from her. 1 year from now, what does your life look like? And let her tell you. Let her tell you. Where are you? Who's around you? What are you proud of? This helps you embody the vision and not just imagine it. Starts to become a little bit less of a dream and a little bit more of a reality. Oh, I'm loving this. Carol, freedom, joy, purpose. Oh, it feels so good. Narelle, oh my God, Narelle, I've got goosebumps, excited, happy, peaceful. Oh, got goosebumps on my legs. I love that. Love it. I love it. Let her write you a letter. Let her tell you where you are and who's around you and what your life looks like and what you're proud of. So you're not just imagining it, you're on your way there, you're living it. You will start to make decisions and start to action it. Trust me, nobody knows better than me how woo-woo this sounds. And if you had heard me talk, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, maybe, you wouldn't have heard me say these things. But it honestly works. It works, not just for me. So, your challenge this week, if you choose to accept it, I love that saying, write your letter this week. But don't just write it, read it out loud, and feel it. Close your eyes again after you've read it. Feel it. Say it again, read it again. Read it as many times as you want to. Focus on it every single day in the next week. This, ladies, is really about you giving yourself permission. Nobody else. Because ultimately it is all up to you. Your life is up to you. The decisions are up to you. The choices are up to you. They're all of yours. So if you are craving some control, they are yours. These are the things that you get to choose. So write the letter from your future self. Read it out loud. Embody it. Feel it. also use that journal prompt that I gave you. Wouldn't it be amazing if what? Now, it doesn't matter whether those things happen or not. This is dreaming. This is spending some time with yourself, loving your life, loving the fact that you have an imagination. Okay? I would love to hear throughout the week how this goes. If this is a challenge, please don't be concerned about that. Writing a letter from your future self, like I said, 6 or 7 years ago, this stuff sounded woo-woo to me. I really don't like the term woo-woo, but it's the easiest way to give it some emphasis, I suppose. It doesn't really matter whether you take action on all of it or whether it feels challenging. Let's talk about that. It's those challenges that, as we unpack them verbally, in writing, with others in a community, and not up here, that we remove the barriers and we get very comfortable with trusting ourselves or the ability to dream, the ability to rest and relax, the ability to just breathe, that we don't have to be go, 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 everything for everybody else. I'm going to leave you with that final thought today, ladies. If there's anything that you would like to say or leave in the chat, please do that now. And I'm going to leave you with a little reminder that you get to spend this time with yourself, and you are not behind. You are not too late. You are right on time to create the life that's been waiting for you for this part of your life, for this stage. So let's keep the conversation going throughout the week. I am always here, always checking in, and always up for a deep and meaningful conversation. I'm here to support you. We are all here to support each other and cheer each other on. And if you know another woman that needs that cheering on and needs that support, please feel free to invite them into this community or tell them about this Facebook Live. And I would be happy to send them the link so they can watch it. Ladies, that is over and out from me. Enjoy the rest of your week. For us in Australia and New Zealand, we have another long weekend coming up. Great time to write yourself a letter from your future self. All right, whatever you do, just look after yourselves, ladies, over the next week. And I look forward to talking to you all next week. All right, take care.